Hi, everybody. It's Nell Thames with Stamp with Nell. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Mount Vernon, Texas. That's Northeast Texas between Dallas and Texarkana. I am today going to make you, well, I'm going to show you how to make. I'm not going to make it for you. I'm actually making it for me and Ethan and my father-in-law. We're going to make this. David's still looking. He's changing his thing over there. I don't know what he's doing. Go ahead. Anyway, so today we are going to make not a card. We're going to make a project. We're actually going to make a little book. We are going to use envelopes to make the little book. So I learned to do this from Audra Monk. She is another Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And when I first saw it, I thought, that is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And I was trying to do it by reading the PDF, even though her instructions were excellent and made total sense after I saw her make it. I just, I don't feel like that you can do this with just a PDF. So here I am on a live video on my Facebooking, Lord Almighty. Okay. On Facebook or YouTube Live, wherever you're watching me. And if you are watching me, please give me a hello and let me know where you're watching from. And then, but I just think it's going to be helpful to have a video to watch to make it. I'm going to walk you through the actual assembly process. I'm not going to do a bunch of decorating just because, you're going to want to decorate it your way. And I am going to use a few different stamp sets for the decorating I am going to do. So, and I feel like sometimes when I use too many stamp sets, then that turns people off. If I already own them, it doesn't turn me off too much, but I know that it can be a little bit much to ask you to use 3 stamp sets. But let me show you the card or the project that I made a while ago for my father-in-law. Now, I've never blogged this particular project because I made it with craft envelopes, obviously not a Stampin' Up! Project. I try, and also now you can see that there's vellum on it, also no longer a Stampin' Up! Product. That one I'm really upset about. But I just want to show you that this came, I mean, there's several different stamp sets in here. There's the, is this the mini alphabet? And this is from maybe Notes of Nature. I'm blanking on most of what I'm doing here. That's actually in here. I think this is a tailor-made tag. So you can see there's actually a lot of products that maybe are, well, I guess not a lot of products that are made. But this was from Beside Me. Lord. Probably should have looked that up before I, anyway, and then the Gone Fishing. So I used a bunch, and that's why I didn't blog it. And today I'm going to get you through I'll show you another one that I made that is, not, maybe not completely finished. In fact, I know it's not completely finished. I'm not done with it. This is David. Isn't he cute? Yeah. So this is as far as I've gotten in putting this together, but let me show you, well, not together, but putting the photos in, but let me show you this. So there are 4 envelopes here. Let's just ignore this. There we go. 4 envelopes, and I'll show you how to put them together. It's actually simpler than you would think. My mom actually, last week when she was here, she saw my father-in-law's book, and that's what's bothering you? Okay. She saw the book and we put it together and she took it home to decorate it. So all we did was put the envelopes together. But let me show you that this pulls out. It's decorated on both sides. Today I am not going to we'll show you. And then it has, I think this might be the hexagon punch. But today we're going to use keeping tabs because we have it. Oh man, let me tell you, when I saw that one, I was really excited about that tab punch. And there is also dies. If you prefer dies to punches, then you can buy the bundle with the stamps, which are gorgeous, or you can buy it with the punch, or you can buy, or you could choose to buy it with the dies. Anyway, okay, so here's this. And again, this is that Gone Fishing paper. So there are two of these. There's two pullouts. And then on the back, just a place for photos or whatever. Today, we're going to talk about whatever, what we would put in there, and then decorated on the back. This one is not secured and tied. I have a bunch of photos for this. It's going to be a little bit thick when I'm done with it, so I might have to figure out how to keep it together. Okay, and I'm going to try to keep you only for about a half an hour today. So this one, let me just say, I just whipped this one up this morning while I was thinking about this, because this is the To Market paper, which I was thinking Let's Go Shopping, but it's a completely different set. It's a different suite. So this paper is gorgeous. I don't know why I ever question whether I want to buy all the things, because the paper is always stunning. Even if I look at it in the catalog and say, I don't know. I should never say, I don't know, because it's always stunning. So this is, like I said, this is the To Market, which is about bags. Now, you may not know this about me, but I sew. I'm a quilter, but I'm also a bag maker. And so I've promised David a laundry bag for so long, he's given up on me. He just keeps using plastic bags. It's going to happen. I have the mesh and everything. It's going to happen. Card making takes up a lot of my time. This is I think it's petal pink and white diagonal. And it's ribbon, and it's thin. It's maybe 1/4 of an inch. Let me see if I can find. David made me move my, okay, well, I have one here. It's not the one I'm looking for, but it'll do. Yeah, about 1/4 of an inch. It's 1/4 of an inch. This is beautiful. In person, you're like, oh yeah, that's beautiful. I really like that. So, again, in person, I don't know why I don't just buy all I know why I don't buy all the things. Don't tell David, because David doesn't want me to buy all the things. See, he said, we're running out of room. Okay. So I have started this only and gotten it only to this, to this basic point. I didn't even put DSP on here because I need to order more. I have just a sample paper share of it, and it's not enough. It's not enough of the paper for me, because but what I want to show you is a couple of things. You can use this book for, let me get it back in the thing here. You can use this book for a photo book, which is what am using Wayne's for. It's going to be about fishing with the kids, and just about David. I don't think Wayne watches my YouTube videos, but if he does, he's going to know that David is going to take him fishing for Father's Day. That's the plan, at least. And so that's why that card has been sitting for so long. I made it well before his March birthday and didn't give it to him. And so we have it now for Father's Day. Anyway, so, and then when this punch came out, I'm all about punches. I like die cuts, but I'm all about the punches. And so this is, I just think it's so pretty, and it has, you can use this on both sides. Now, let me show you something different. Follow my train of thought here. So you'll notice that this one, you might not because it was out of camera. You'll notice that this one is covered by DSP on both sides. Well, on the one side, because it's only one-sided. But this other one that I'm going to make today will not be. And the reason for that is because it's actually it's actually a tab, and folded in half and adhered to the paper and decorated. So at least, well, this one is actually decorated. I know you can't. Well, when we get there, you'll see. So these just slide right in here, back into the pockets. And then I have them decorated just for, my purpose is going to be using this. I started saying this earlier. You can use this as a journal. You could use it as a photo book, or you could use it as maybe even a notebook for when you travel, or when you take pictures, to just make notes about the actual pictures. So, but this one is the second tab that I use, and it's dots. It's definitely more masculine than the first one. Although, you know what, in the book that we're going to make, we're probably going to use that flowery one, or it's not even flowery, it's just planty. And we're going to use that. So if Ethan doesn't like that, guess what? Too bad. Mommy made it anyway. Okay. So, but this one did look a little plain. After I put it in there, I thought, huh, I feel like it's missing something. But so you'll see, let me take this back out. You see that there is dotted paper on here. This is something that I made. I used Canva for it. I made it. It's just dots. I got the inspiration for the paper from, first of all, I've seen a lot of people using dots, but there was a scrapbooker that makes photo envelopes with these dots on them. And I believe, oh, sorry, forgot that was a microphone. So sorry. Oh dear. Hi, everybody, I'm back. Anyway, so she made these, and I like them for journaling because I was going to use this more as a notebook. I like it for journaling. So that's why I have a journal page in here. And I could decorate the other side, but again, I don't want I don't know if you can see those. They're so pretty. They're just little dots, and this is Blackberry Bliss. And then the dots are here, but they didn't follow all the way around. I kind of wish they did. I might be able to do something about that, but I'm not today. Anyway, so that's my plan for this. And this one, I left it open a little bit. So it does look a little envelope-y on the backside, but you can put, we'll just use this picture of me and Ethan. You can put things in there if you want to save them. My mom was talking about, hi, Mary, nice to see you. Don't worry about being late. You can catch the replay. You've only missed me talking for 12 minutes about what we're going to do. We haven't even started yet. We were waiting for you. Okay. So anyway, and then I decorated the backside. So that is the book, the notebook or photo book or journal book. And again, I was kind of thinking, Mary, I was kind of thinking junk journal when I was doing this. However, I will be quite honest, I do not actually know the definition of a junk journal. So I have many projects that I might call a junk journal, but they're not. All right, so we're going to get started. This is pretty simple. The directions are simple. I don't always use Stampin' Up! Envelopes for this because there's not a ton in a pack. But we are going to do that today because, in fact, this is a Stampin' Up! Video. Well, it is a Nell Taines independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Stampin' Up! Independent, something like that. I don't know. It's one of those days. Okay, so I have 4 envelopes here, okay? 4 of the basic white medium envelopes. We're going to take one and put it on our paper with the flap to the right. And then we're going to take, well, actually, we're going to move it out of the way. And then we're going to take these flaps and glue them together. I have been having a world of trouble with my glue lately, and I think it's maybe a user error. It's pretty much always user error. But there we go. So I'm sorry, I don't know if you can see that because it's white on white, but I just put just a little bit of glue there. And then I'm going to glue this to the top. We're going to glue these together and and make them even-ish. There we go, even-ish. And then one more time. So we're going to glue 3 of them together. And it doesn't matter if they get, if there's excess glue in there because they're going to be put inside the other envelope. This is what happens when you use the flowy glue. There we go. I love green glue, but today, there we go. All right, so so now what we're going to do is insert this in here after we put a little adhesive on it. And to be quite honest, I probably could use glue, but glue is a bit on the messy side for this. So I just prefer I have used envelopes that have a little self-adhesive strip. Less is more. I know. And I tried. I tried. It just didn't work. Oh, when it comes to glue, less is more. You're right. Okay, so I'm going to just put this in here until it is at the edge. Yep, right there. And then I'm going to push this down. So now it is in there. It is stuck, and that's exactly what we want. Then we're going to take this and this. We're going to use the bone folder just a tish. We're going to go back to the seal. Is this Seal Plus? Nope, this is just Seal. Finally moved my Seal Plus away from my thing because I wasn't using it. And so I just put it on the edge. Yeah, I know. Isn't that true? It's always when you're on camera. It's very funny because I many people that I watch say, well, this would just fine until I was on camera. So yes, so now it is adhered and it is now in fact a book, right? It's a book. It is. Okay, so before we move any further, I am going to bring out my trimmer. And all I'm going to do is take the center two envelopes. I'm going to move everything else out of the way. Take the center two envelopes, and I'm just going to trim off a tish. Now, a tish is what you want it to be, and I did them both at the same time. Sometimes that doesn't work for me. Today it did. This is good. You know, this means we're moving forward. David's clapping. He's being a Mr. Smarty Pants over there. Okay, I know, I love you too. All right, so we might want to make sure we keep this part at the back because it is, you know, we don't necessarily want that to show at the front, although, to be quite honest, we're going to cover it. Okay, so let's start doing that. So first, we're going to use a coordinating ribbon. I cannot tell you how surprised I was. I mean, I have looked through the catalog. I've looked through the catalog for a month, more than once, and I was still surprised that the, the Night of Navy and gold ribbon is still around because I have some of it. And I figured if I had some of it, it must have retired. All right. So we're going to use this as a closer. This is 24 inches long. You probably don't need that much. You could, in fact, leave it on the roll and just cut it off when you need it. And all I'm going to do is just put a little seal there to keep it here in the center, because it's actually pretty important that we know where the ribbon is going to be before we do any decorating. Because when we put the, sure it is, when we put the, just a little bit of seal. When we put the, yeah, I know, I'm glad it's still around too. Though some of the things that I really liked are not. And that's the nature of the changing business. We want, you know, the trends change, whatever. So, oh gosh, we gotta move. Okay, so I am using today the Take to the Sky because I want, first of all, I needed Night of Navy. Well, I needed a navy and a gold because we're working on a book for Ethan, a little book about his graduation. And I know y'all are tired about hearing about the graduation, but I think this is the last I think this is the last card. Although if you can see, where's my head? Oh, I can't tell. I can't see where my head is. There's a picture right over my shoulder that his girlfriend made. She did a really nice job. Yeah, I made it on Canva. It's a little announcement. We actually used it for his announcements. Can you see it? Yeah. David can see it. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's probably literally right behind my head. Anyway, so I am using the Take to the Sky and the, which means that I'm going to use Night of Navy, Wild Wheat. I'm going to pretend that's gold, and Smoky Slate, and something else. Oh, Basic Gray. So here's the thing about me. I know, yay for the grad. I'm proud of him. I'm glad it's done. Although now I think he's going to grad school. So we have another graduation coming in 2 or 3 or 4 years. So, okay. What I needed on the front for this particular one, I needed something light, which is why we're using the Smoky Slate. And so this piece is a standard card size. So it's 5.5 by 4 1/4. And then this piece is 5 1/4 by 4. Well, it's a 4 by 5 1/4. I tried to give you width and then height. And so I am just going to put these together now. It's not exactly the same because the envelope is just a little bit bigger, but we're going to, oh, this is the one that doesn't work. We're going back to this one. Y'all, I'm telling you, it's been a week. My mind is, you know. Okay, so I am using glue. I'm going to put this on here. And then before I adhere it to the card front, just in case I make a mistake, which, you know, never happens, right? Okay. So I saw this really cool thing. Now, Mary, you may recognize this beauty right here. I saw this really cool thing. You use, this was with stickers, but it works. Well, these are technically stickers. I did, in fact, I kept these, the guts to show you. This one, I forgot to pull the C out of the blue, and so it didn't work very well. But I alternated the letters. So I've got the double-sided adhesive on the back. So I did in fact make my own sticker. And this is from the Alphabet a la mode, which I don't use often enough. I don't know why I don't personalize with it, because, if you're a Nell, AKA Danelle, you'd know that your name is never on anything. And even if your name is Nell, sometimes it's one L, sometimes it's two L's. In my case, it's one L, but everybody thinks it's two. So moving on from that, we're not going to have a discussion about that. All right, so I am just going to move. This is just a random, well, I could actually use, in this case, I could actually use the lines, and we might do that. So we are going to spell, my son graduated from Texas A&M University in Commerce, Texas. And so it's not Texas A&M, it is Texas A&M Commerce, otherwise known as TAMUC. So what I saw was this, although Mary, I'm going to probably have to get my little thingy out. My little grabbies. What I saw was the creator, in fact, I don't like to do it this way. Yeah, that's the way. That was what I was going to do. So she put like the edges, kind of stuck them down just a bit on there, and then slid them off. And it was a great idea. But I'm making sure, before I do that, I'm making sure I have all my letters. And I believe I do. So we're not being too fancy yet. We're just making sure that we have the letters and they're in the right order. There we go. And of course we have glue on our hands. Okay. All right, so there's that. Now I'm going to start to apply the stickers. And if by putting it on my ruler and not sticking it on the edge, and I could just pull off the bottom part of the sticker and leave the rest of it. See, I kind of like that it comes with it. Now, this one is not totally, David's just about to tell me I'm not in the camera. Oh, good. Okay. So did y'all watch the video with my mom in it last week? It was quite fun. I realized it was recorded, and that makes it a little bit personal, or less personal rather, but it was so fun. I don't know if I even put in the blog post. In fact, I'm sure I didn't, because, oh yeah, it was a Tuesday blog post. That was a day, let me tell you. I don't even know if I put in the blog post, though, that she had sent me, when I started stamping, she had sent me her stamps, many of her stamps, which are not exactly the same as mine. She is, she likes different things than which is why, oh yeah, you watched it. Okay, good. So I did put it in there. It was so fun. She was really excited. She took all those, she had sent me a box of stamps. She took them all home. Probably because they were in my closet, and she was like, well, you're not using them. But now my aunt is there this week, and if they're home, they're watching. I don't know. I haven't seen YouTube. If you're on YouTube, if you're anywhere, if you're watching anywhere, say hello. Let me know you're here. David will tell me he's watching YouTube. I'm watching Facebook. So I apologize if my eyes are not exactly where you expect them. The Facebook is right above where my camera is for my face. And I just cut my nails. Maybe people shouldn't do that. You should never just cut your nails right before a live, because, oh gosh, now it's stuck to me. Shoot, it's really stuck to me. One moment, please. Oh no, there we go. Wow, I don't know how that was so stuck to me. Okay, so I'm not really trying to, I'm not trying to push this down too much on I'm just trying to line it up so that there's approximately good space in between the letters. And then I'm going to make sure that I like where it's placed and that it's straight-ish. I personally am not always concerned about exactly straight. Sometimes I am, but not always. So in this case, we're going to try to be straightish because, we should. And now I'm just going to push them down, push the tops down and lift. Whoops. Well, that didn't work very well. It worked last time. Okay, now I'm going to have to eyeball it. And you know what happens when you eyeball? See, this is exactly what happens when I eyeball it. This is why I was trying it with the thing. It worked great the first time I did it. Okay. Huh. This technique really does work very well. It did not work that great for me. I think I shifted something so now I'm going to have to use the lines. I should have just used the lines. My last one didn't have lines.
I like that technique.
I know, it's pretty cool, isn't it? The idea is pretty cool. I think I just moved it too fast. But it's helpful, especially with little, that worked. Anyway, especially with small pieces. But this one does have a line, so I should just go for it. Oh, I know why that A didn't hold. There's no sticker at the very top. It's not. I'm going to have to put a little stickum under there. Okay, so there's that. And I think I have 2024 cut out. I think we're just going to put 24 just in the interest of time because I know we have 3 minutes left for my 30-minute video and I'm going to try to move a little faster here. It's because I talked too much in the beginning. So I'm just going to adhere in this manner. I feel like there is, in this, there is a little bit of wiggle room. Now, I'm not sure if I will leave it this way or if I would go back later. And I might add not exactly sure what it's called, but well, I guess it's the apostrophe for the, the 24, that thing. What's wrong?
Keep going.
Oh, David wants something. Okay, so now I'm going to just adhere this over the top. And it's tightish. I mean, it's meant to be, not tight, but it's, it is a small, it fits an envelope. So, all right, we're going to put this down. I'm distracted by what David's doing. He stole my child's picture. Okay, so I am using glue. I'm trying to avoid the area where the ribbon is. I may or may not have done that. But if I didn't, that's okay. It's, I could also use, there we go. I could use, isn't it a great idea? It's so fast. That's why I thought we could just, go through it pretty quick. So we are going to go through it quickly. I had pictures and everything, but we're not going to do that because, so let me show you. I don't know if I showed you the whole thing. So I made 3 different, these are printed on cards on basic white cardstock. Really thin. This is way narrower than narrow ruled, than college ruled. And this is thicker than wide ruled. I'm not a great wide ruled writer because I write so big. But one of the things and then this is dotted, which I think is really cool. And I will just cut those apart and use them as just like this. Just use it as a way to journal about his photos. So, it's a good book. It's just nice to, yeah, I know I saw it. It's nice to have, one of the things that I keep reading about, because as the makers from close to my heart have come over, I have been, it's been encouraging me to watch them, and they're just brilliant. The things that they do, the things that I just have, when I think of scrapbooking, it's 12 by 12 and that's that. And I really love the fact that I see them using planners and decorating planners just to keep kind of a journal of the month. One by little photos, 1.5 by 1.5 in a calendar page, just really adorable. Okay, so let me show you. We're going to pull out let me show you the keeping tabs. Yeah, stamp set. I'm going to use this little dotted one, or should I use the stripy one? Okay, we're going to use the dotted one. And I'm going to use, I have it. It is right here in front of me. So this particular one, we're going to use Night of Navy. Sorry, I got out a piece of basic white and then I started stamping on it because we do have one stamp set that I would consider pretty, very photojournal-y kind of. I know the dots are fun. They're fun to write on too. I like the dots. I prefer the dots to write on. Oh, are you talking about these dots? And these dots are so cute too. I just wish they went along the top end. Okay, so a little bit of Night of Navy. I like this because it is, you know, it is not one gender or the other. It is gender in specific. Is that? I don't think that's the right word. What is the right word? Gender neutral. That is the word. Yes, yes. I'm looking at David thinking, hello, come to me with that word. Okay, I'm sorry. So this is, it's pretty easy to punch out. The other, the one that is florally, I'm sorry, I can't punch and talk at the same time, apparently. The one that is florally is easier because it has a top. So now I'm going to show you in this, there is a word that says notes, right? However, I'm going to use the one that is the stamp set that is called Love This Moment, which in my opinion is more geared towards memory keeping. And the reason I'm going to use it is because it says notes and it has other choices in the same font. If you saw my book, I did do the notes from the keeping tabs, and then I did the details from Love This Moment. And I prefer the same font, unless one was really scripty and pretty and the other was, you know, I might have, that I probably could have done, but these just look like I used two different size stamps, which I did, but I prefer to just use the same stamp. So I have, I know I'm working on it. Okay, so I have the little teeny tiny stamps. Do you see them? They are so little. I'm going to, and I have them on each end of a D block, and I am going to just try to make this straight. I kind of bent it a little bit. All right, and I'm going to just, oh, I knew that was going to happen. I think on my hands. We're going to put something there. Okay, there we go. And there's that. So this will go on this journal page. And one of the things when you use the ribbon, this particular ribbon is, I know, right, Mary? You know, I think I told you all the story of my scrapbooking days and how they ended because, you know, my grandma died the last day I scrapbook. And it's kind of a mental thing with me that I just couldn't go back to it. And yet the more I watch the makers, the more excited I am to scrapbook. So I'm just moving on there. I am going to do the thing. What am I looking for? This. I think we're going to use seal, and we're going to just, and you have to put it on both sides. In this case, you have to put it on both sides because it is a tab. It's not just, you know. And it would be a great idea if I brought out my, silicone mat, but I am not sure where I put it. I had to take it out to clean it. So ideally, I'm going to get this, the dots even with the edge, and then fold it over. And it should stick nicely. One of the things that I hope that Stampin' Up! Brings, and I don't even know if, oh no, I heard that that we will have them in less than a year is what I'm hearing about the scrapbooking thing. So I think you're right, Mary. I believe there will be temptation galore. I kind of like that. It really makes me expand my horizons, and I love that idea. So, okay, so that's that one. And you see that now I can still tie my book when the other ones that I did, I put them in a little closer. And so this particular ribbon is a bit wider than the other one. It's twice as wide. This one's half an inch wide. So we're going to move on to the, that was the first one. And we're going to put another something in here. Now we could put, so we could do one of two things. And I think we're going to do the one of two things. We're going to put we're going to use glue. And I have to admit, oh, this does say photo safe on it. So the Tombow glue is, or the multi-purpose glue is photo safe. So that's good. When I was in college, I went to DePaul University as an adult. And so I was in a competency-based program. I took a scrapbooking class, and that instructor taught us to use, and I literally cringe when I think about this, taught us to use Elmer's glue to make our scrapbooks. And you could see the warping. It was horrible. I'm right? Even David knows better than to use Elmer's glue. So I'm going to put, on this side, I'm going to put this pretty. And on this side, I am going to put I'm going to cut myself a sheet of, again, we're doing 4 inches by 5 1/4. Because we'll have we already have a mat. So we're going to use this in the narrowest of narrow. And I'm just going to put this on the back side, and I'm going to put, when I put this together, I do have some photos. We have this photo, and we have this photo. Actually, we have, so, okay, here's something cute. We have this photo that is from his high school graduation, and David, of course, David and I, yeah, exactly. Right. David and I, or David rather, is, we got married when Ethan was just going, no, not just going into high school. He was 6.
He was entering his senior year.
Yeah, I think so too. He would have, yeah, because he graduated in 17 and we got married in 16. So we have these pictures of, and I don't know that Ethan's even seen them, but I have these pictures of Ethan and David and I, and then we recreated the picture. And it's, the funny thing is David still has that shirt, but I don't have that dress anymore. Anyway, Ethan doesn't know that we've recreated this picture. So, but I was really excited about it. Anyway, those pictures will go there. And I will put I will journal on the back of it with that information. And I know that you know this, but I prefer seal when I'm going to write. I am not, I'm kind of heavy-handed with liquid glue, and I think I'm heavy-handed. And then I really like to do the swirly thing in the center. So, yeah. Now, Mary, I believe there is a book all about Finn coming. I'm just thinking. I think so too, right, Mary? I was so excited when I saw it. They happened to just pop up in my memories. And so I'm going to say, and for this one, we're going to say memories. Now, I realize that I said I'm going to use the same font and it's going to look the same, but the memories is actually a little bit bigger as soon as I can finding upside down. Okay. I'm assuming this is going to fit on the tag. I didn't plan that ahead because I did plan my program today, but I did not plan exactly how it was going to go. Sometimes I do go on the fly here. Oh, I need to clean. Allow me to get out this is my Mary. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh. That was, I loved watching your vacation in Italy and the cruise. How many people were on that cruise, Mary? I'm curious, because when we saw the wall of pictures, that is nowhere near the number of people that were on the cruises that David and I go on. Although we decided this last one was way too many people, way too many people. I think it was, what did we go on? The Allure of the Seas. And it was, oh my gosh, it was so many people. How many? 9,000?
5,000.
Oh, it felt like 9,000. Where's my, okay, it's right in front of me. Exactly. About 200. Oh, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Yes, let's see that. Maybe that's a bucket list thing because I'm pretty sure that was quite an adventure. All right, it goes this way. So this is wild wheat, although it doesn't look wild wheat. It looks a little pinkish. That happens often in my. That sure doesn't look like wild wheat. That looks green. I think it's just my eyes. Oh, plus I did it the wrong way. You know what that means? Opportunity to cut. And have you recovered, Mary, from the 199 steps going up to the going up to your Airbnb afterwards? 200 crew? Oh my gosh, that sounds wonderful. That sounds amazing. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about going to Italy on a small little boat or a small ship. Maybe is it a ship or a boat? Okay, sorry. Okay, moving on. Oh, Mary's got me dreaming about Italy. I actually Italy made me. I'm not sure if Italy is on my list. Oh yeah, I'll bet. But you worked off all the gelato that you ate, which apparently was at least one a day. So I think it's worth it. Okay. So I'm going to be, yes, it was. Oh, yacht. There we go. All right. So this does fit on this tab, which is being. Hi, Carol. No worries. I'm running really late myself. We are making either a journal book or a photo book or a notebook. I kind of called it a junk journal at one time, but I don't actually know the definition of junk journal. So you worked it off. That means you had a lot of gelato. I'm sorry, Mary. That's just too funny. I'm pretty sure. I mean, all that walking you did, you know. How's your back, though? That is the one thing I have not seen the answer to since you came back. Okay, so remember that the photos are going to go over here. And I'm not going to adhere these now just because I don't think you need, but I'm going to give you some ideas about what I'm going to do with them. And I will mat them. And so I will, it's kind of interesting, Carol, because I really didn't know what I was going to do with it, except that I love tabs. And I love punches. So anything that is a punch and a tab is probably going to be in my stamp room. All right. So I've got some seal on here, and I'm just going to put that over. And then, oh, darn. Yeah, I think vacation is the way to go. So this is going to go in here, even though it's going to have photos on it. All right. And so now, again, I've given myself plenty of room to tie the bow. Okay, so let's decorate the inside. In my opinion, this is the way that I will do this. I am going to do the same colors on both sides, and I will add photos on most of these pages. Ethan has, but the one thing I want to do is avoid putting, I don't want to put any glue on the envelopes, on this piece of the envelope, because you could use this if I had any nails. Oh, this is the one that's down. This one we can put glue on. But there's another one in the back, and we're not going to put any glue there. And since I'm not writing on this one, I feel free to use as much glue as I wish. I actually always feel free to use as much glue unless I'm going to write on an inside panel. Okay, so that's that. Now on this side, we are going to avoid putting the glue here, because if we did, we wouldn't be able to slide this out. Mary, I think you're right. And frankly, I think I have this a little bit big. You and Amy worked, I might have cut this a little smaller. Let me take a little bit off of this one. So this happens to me sometimes. It happened to me when my mom and I were doing our stamping. I probably cut just a tish too much more off of this one than I usually do. There we go. So now it's right. I just took another 1/8 of an inch off or so. And so I'm going to, now this one, I'm going to be much more delicate about where I put things. And so I'm going to use this as my guide, just in terms of where I put glue, because I do not wish to put glue everywhere. All right. And then I kind of want to hide the inside. I don't necessarily want that wild wheat showing through, but there we go. Beautiful. And I will, here's another picture of me and Ethan. Y'all probably saw that one if you saw my regular Facebook page. And then these are his friends. And okay, and I'll probably add a journal box there, but I don't want to do that now until I know for sure what I'm putting where. And then going on to now, I'm going to use more of the paper. So we're going to use more wild wheat, and I might need to cut another page. And let's see. We're going to put this, again, this one is a little bit on the bigger side because I might have trimmed that just a tish off. So just this one, maybe that's not an 1/8, maybe that's a 16th. I think that's a 16th. So really, I'm just shaving the edge off is all I'm doing. All right. And I am going to choose on this one to put some, I think I'm going to have to take an 1/8 inch off this one too. So these were 4 by 5 1/4, or this one was, and now it's 4 and 15/17. This DSP is gorgeous. I just love it. All right, and so we're gonna put this right here. I just want to make sure it fits before I put glue on it because I don't want to have to take the. There we go. There we go. There we go. Maybe is it too big? Sorry, I'm thinking. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna make it work. And here we go. Do 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 do. So Mary, you may not have noticed. I don't know if. Oh, you probably did because you watched the one last week. We now have intro music. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with this thing? David wrote some intro music. Carol, did you? Oh, I don't know if did you watch last week, Carol, with my mom? That was pretty fun. It was kind of crazy. Although both David and my mother told me that I should not wear my hair up, but we're wearing it up today because it was very warm in here. Still is very warm because we had to turn the so fancy. We had to turn off the overhead fan because David thinks it's shaking the camera. Well, darn fan, stop doing that. Oh, I guess I could have used glue there. All right. So I am not going to worry too much about, because, the envelope is just a little bit bigger. So in terms of trying to get an even review. Oh, see, Carol, I know it's kind of fun. David is a total musician. And so here again, we can put this, I kind of like this because we're gold and blue. And I'm going to take this tish off this 1/16 of an inch. This is what happens when I pre-cut trying to be, all. Oh, so while you're here, Carol and Mary, how often do you change the blades in your, I have extra stuff here, in your trimmer? I feel like maybe it's because I'm creating more now than I ever have. I feel like I have to change my blade maybe every 6 weeks. I think they need to make, what is it? In sewing, there's a titanium blade for the, it is a roller, but I can't think what it's called. There we go. Okay. And on this journal page, I will, these will be available if you want them, but you can make them yourself. Honestly, it was pretty easy. I'm pretty sure it was the free Canva stuff. Ethan's girlfriend does lots of the Canva stuff for me so that I know. I'm going to put this right up against the edge over here because it's already together. But she does a lot of the Canva stuff for me because I wasn't really focused on it. But to be quite honest, I've gone in there and yeah, I know, right? Well, and my blade is starting to kind of shred the edges of my paper. So I don't know. Anyway, so Alex does a lot of my Canva work for me because she's just good at it and I'm not as good at it. She did the opening credits. And David did the closing credits. Okay, so we still have a little bit more to do. Okay, and obviously it gets a little thick. The lined paper is from Canva, yes. I know you can buy it from other companies. I've seen it, but I created this on Canva. This and the, no, it's okay. This and the dotted one and the lined one. So, all right. We can put just DSP on a page. We could put a couple of pieces of DSP. Let's do that, shall we? Let's be decorative. And I probably should have planned a little more time. Now I don't care how wide these end up, because I'm going to, I don't care. I'm just going to make them I'm going to put them over here, I think. I'm going to just, I actually have a card coming out this week that is kind of wonky in terms of the placement of paper. Well, it's not really wonky when I say that. I printed it on basic white cardstock, and it does, the lines happen to be gray. I didn't know they were going to turn out gray, but they did, so that's fine. All right, so I'm going to use a little bit of, I'm going to try, let's put this one in the center. I realize this still looks like an envelope then, but I do want this one open because you can put things in here. And so I don't want to, I'm not going to hide the fact that there's a pocket there. We're going to call it a pocket, not an envelope. But, it is what it is. Okay, and then I could also use that love this moment to get some, thinking here, to get some sentiments put on here, and I probably will. Either one will. Oh, this is really thin cardstock though. I just have an Epson. I have a very basic Epson. Well, it's not basic. It does print photos. All of my photos were printed on my Epson. Oh, but I have that. Mary, you should get a new one if you don't have an Eco Tank, because that Eco Tank is the best thing ever. I almost never have to refill my printer with ink. And David and I are both using it now. All right, so I'm going to trim this up just a tish again, and I'm going to put some more of this paper on the other side. And again, I said to you, I'm not going to decorate this completely for you, but as you know, I'm giving you just an idea, but the fanciness of it is really the fact that it's made from, yes, I will, Mary. The fanciness of this is really that it's made from the envelopes, and there's so many things you can do with it. So I am just going to cut about a ½ inch of this. And of course I will have, I haven't even said this, but because this has gotten thicker, I made this one quite a bit smaller. I want it to be, I don't want it to get too curled in the center there. So, okay, and we're going to run this just right across the top. Like so. But we're going to try to be straighter than like so. I think, Mary, the last time I filled my printer was, I've had it 3 years. I think I filled it once. And it comes with the ink. I'm still on my original ink. Comes with, it's almost ready to be changed again. David's looking at it like, I don't know.
That model is discontinued. We'll send you the new model number.
Oh, do you know what it is?
I can look it up.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it's an Epson 4000 is what I have. Thank you, Carol. That's what this one is.
Yeah, but that's discontinued.
But I'll be honest, Mary. His name is Howard, and so when you ask me, well, what kind of printer do you have? I have a Howard. I also have a photo in my, or not a photo, but a painting in my house that is named Herbert. I don't know why. We have an East Texas toad that lives out back. Her name is Frida. I don't know why. All right, so the one thing I haven't decorated is the back side. We'll go the whole 5 more minutes. I'm sorry it's been an hour. It's because I talked so much in the beginning. All right, so I'm going to put just one more, just a piece of, I'm going to cut this one at 5¼ by 4, and then I'll cut my DSP just a little bit smaller. Again, just because we're really now getting into the fold. And so I don't, did you see that? I'm not sure if you even saw that, but I saw it. And then let's see what else we have. Paper wise, we have, oh, this is the one. This one, I realize this is boho blue and it's going on wild weed, but it is what it is. So this is just the back cover. You can do whatever you wish with this. You could put, you know, if you could put a picture of you because it's your book, you could see like the author. That my mom would do that, I think. As the author of the book, you get the back cover, right? I love this paper so much. I don't feel like it's funny because I bought the paper for the stamp set, and I think I use the paper more than I use the stamp set. Although I'm finding in general I use DSP a lot more now than sometimes even than the stamp set. My card today was almost all DSP, I think. All right, so this is a good size because even though there's a bit of white at the spine here, I really don't want it to fold over. I don't want this back edge to fold over. So, and when it has, frankly, when it has all the photos put in it, it will also, me and the seal are having an issue here. It will also, you know, be a little bit thicker, and that's what the ribbon's for. So here we go with this. We're going to make sure that this ribbon stays right where I want it. And we're going to allow for a little bit more room on this envelope. Thank you, Carol. There we go. Okay, so now I have all my pictures in here, and I will mat these, and I will make sure they get in the book. This is the friends version, and I'll make sure that I put the names of the friends, because one of the things when you're writing, when you're doing the journaling, and I am not a scrapbook expert by any means, but I am a watcher of YouTube videos. But it is, you know, it's about the, oh, that's right. This one's going to go in here. It's about making sure that, in my opinion, my job as the person keeping the memories is that I want to make sure that everybody knows who this is and why these people are important to me. One of the things I'll probably do is put a picture of Ethan's dad at the back, probably right here. If I don't put him here, I may slide him right in here so that he's here. You know, it's, I'm not trying to be maudlin, but Dave, my husband Dave, has been gone for 11 years this year. And so Ethan was so young. He was just going into high school. And anyway, this was the first thing that happened besides graduation at high school that was expected. This was the first really big thing that happened without my husband here, without my late husband here. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you want, oh yeah, see, here's the picture that what's her name? Oh, we can put that right here. Oh, it's almost a little bit, it's just a bit too big. I might trim if I trim this down, I could use it. We included these in his grad announcements. So she did a really good job. This is his girlfriend made that. And so I will just tie this, and Ethan said to me when I gave him the card that I made him, he said, you know what, to be quite honest, Mom, this kind of surprises me. I expected something to pop out of your card, and I don't make a lot of pop-out cards, so I'm not sure exactly what he was saying. But he was underwhelmed by my card. So I'm going to make him this, and I'll give him this, and he will be ununderwhelmed. Is that good? All right. Mary and Carol, thank you for being here. Thanks for keeping me company while we made this thing. I'm sorry that we went so far over. I know it's time to get to Tara. So, oh, and I have a reminder going off that I need to make Ethan's bed because he's coming home tomorrow. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. And this will be on my blog on Tuesday. Can you stop that? This will be on my blog on Tuesday with all the instructions, but this is really the best way to watch, to learn how to make this, I think, is to watch the video, because the instructions sometimes even though I know how to make it and I've made several, the words escape me. All right. Again, I'm Nell Tame, Stamp with Nell. If you are interested in this card and others, please join my blog. If you like this video, please share it with your crafty friends, and like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would appreciate all of those things. Thank you so much for joining me today, and have a good evening. Bye, Mary. Bye, Carol. Thanks for being here. And anybody else who was here. If you were on YouTube, I didn't see any names. Okay, I'm stopping talking now. Thank you.